Why firefighters can't get in shape. I'm going to make this so easy for you to understand. Now, it's not your fault. Not understanding how to get in shape is a result of the fitness industry being a mess, idiots all over social media making it really complicated, much more complicated than it actually needs to be. And then other people in the gym who are going to tell you lots of different things, most of it either bro science or just stuff that they've heard from a mate who's heard from a mate on another station on another ship. So the idea here is to clarify it all for you and give it to you really straightforward so you can apply it for yourself. Then the next problem, other than other people on social media, is the fact that you'll end up confusing yourself in the journey. You'll end up telling yourself to do different things. You won't commit to anything for a long period of time. You'll start doing a bit of a diet and try to burn some fat. And then after 2 weeks, you'll be like, oh no, I don't like this anymore. I'm going to start building muscle. And then you're going to eat loads more. And then you're back to, oh, well, I probably need to cut off some body fat again because I've got a holiday coming. So you end up chasing a lot of things and not really achieving anything. Think of it like an RTC incident or drill. We have a series of steps that you go through to make it go a lot smoother. And the same thing kind of applies then with fitness and getting in shape. The mistake most people do is they try to build muscle and burn fat all at the same time, and then you end up not really doing either. The best way is to just separate it into phases. Get a phase done, move into a new phase. And this is roughly what it should look like. Now, your starting point is going to be different for each person. Whether you're quite overweight, whether you're skinny fat, whether you're very skinny and have no body fat, depending on where you are is kind of where you start. Now, I'd say 80% at least of the people that I work with or that come to me and speak about coaching are in the category where they're carrying body fat that they don't need to be. Now, I'm not saying you need to look like a shredded model on the front of the Men's Health magazine, but if you can't see any abs or any outline of abs, that's probably a good place to start, is just skimming away some body fat. If you're quite overweight and you've got, a fair bit to get rid of, then great, but that's going to be the starting point of your journey. Don't convince yourself, I need to gain muscle just to skip out on the dieting part. The quickest benefits you're going to see are for getting rid of body fat. This also applies if you're skinny fat. You might not be a massive big bloke, but if you've got a spare tire kind of where it shouldn't be, and you're not in the best shape where you can see the definition of your muscles, you can see at least some abs going, then that's also your place to start. And it'll take not very long for you. If you're relatively skinny in general, but you're just carrying a bit around the middle that you don't want, great. It's not going to take very long to get rid of that and get into a nice clean slate, let's call it, by getting rid of, for some people, 20 kilos of fat or more, by some people getting rid of 5 kilos of fat or more. Getting down to that clean slate is where you're going to find the most benefits straight away. If you're carrying less weight, you're going to be fitter. Like, your cardiovascular fitness is going to go up because it's going to cost you less energy to do things because you're carrying a lot less weight. Whether that's rolling out hose, whether that's going upstairs to a high rise on the 10th floor, or walking around fields for hours with a grass beater because it's grass fire season. You're going to find all these tasks much easier if you're just carrying a bit less weight. You're also going to feel a lot better in yourself. Again, if you're coming from a place where you've just neglected things for quite a while and a lot podgier, a lot fluffier, a lot wobblier than you've ever been, just by getting rid of this, you're going to feel like a completely different person. You're going to feel so much more confident in the job, in life at home, life with your kids, your family, going to the beach, having your top off, being on shift, being in a t-shirt, when the barbecues come on shift and there's lovely weather and you're sat there and you're like, is everyone looking at me because, I've got a big plate and I'm a big bloke? Like, you're not thinking these things anymore because you've dropped 20 kilos, you've dropped 15 kilos, you've dropped off a lot of this negative self-image. And that's why it's the most important place to start. It's just coming back to this, and I'm going to say it again, this clean slate. Your base level of fitness, the solid foundations in which you want to build from. Now, this will be the dieting phase. There's no getting around it, whether it's going to last you 5 weeks because you've only got a little bit to get rid of, or it's going to last you 5 months because you've got a bit more to get rid of. That's absolutely fine, but this phase needs to be done. It's not one you can skip and go straight into muscle building because you'll just never see the muscle that you've built otherwise. And with this phase comes the things like low calorie foods. It comes with the saying no to stuff on station, saying no to the biscuits and cakes, saying no to the McFlurry runs, saying no to the double desserts on shift or the massive portions, or when you're going to social events, just being a bit more planned around them. Now, it's not like you've got to say no to everything. You haven't got to live like a monk, but you do have to have a certain element of control and sacrifice to see the results quickly. You don't want to be doing the fat loss bit forever. It's just something you want to get through to get into the fun stuff. Now, this is what I help firefighters with the most and give them the easiest options and the quickest ways to get past this while on shift, while managing socials, while avoiding all the temptation that is on station. You will need to do a bit more activity than you're currently doing, which might be a walk in the evening, getting your steps up. Hitting steps every day is a really underrated tool, especially if it's been a quiet day shift and you've got to the end of it and you're on 4,000 steps. Go for a half-hour walk on the treadmill. When you get home, get out the car and go for a walk straight away. Walk to the shop, get a can of Pepsi Max Cherry, because it is fucking elite. Then come home, top them steps up, because it will add up loads over the week and it will make the journey quicker in getting rid of the fat. The basics are eat a little bit less, eat really good food, and it won't feel like you're dieting too much. Yes, you're going to say no to the obvious, the chocolate, the crisps, the puddings, stuff like that. But you can still eat really good meals, lean meats. Still include a lot of like fruit and veg to buff out the meal. The naan bread if you're making a homemade curry. Just the easy places to skip out some calories and then stop snacking between all your meals, and you'll find naturally your weight will come down very quickly. If you keep the protein level high throughout and you're doing resistance training in the gym, you won't really lose much in the way of muscle mass either. And if you actually haven't trained very much or very consistently for a long time, you're going to actually build muscle while in a deficit still. So you're going to get stronger, you're going to build muscle, and you're going to be losing fat. But the focus will be on dropping that body fat. And then, once we reach that fucking great point where you see your abs again, you can see the definition in your pecs, you can see the biceps like popping, the jawline has returned, then we're in a good place to get out of that phase, dieting done, and into the muscle gain phase, which is the best part. To go from dieting into a muscle gain phase requires something called a reverse diet, and I'll go through that at a separate point. The idea is we're now training for building muscle and improving performance. We're not about burning body fat anymore, because we should have burnt away pretty much all we need to. You're looking lean, you're feeling good, and now we're going to start bringing calories back up, so you're going to feel more energetic. You're going to feel better in the gym, like you're not running on empty anymore. Strength will go up much quicker, and you'll never have appreciated so many calories in your life. Now, this is the phase that we want to be in for the majority of our time. For years to come, if we can stay in a muscle building and a performance phase, then that's the idea. 80% of our year should be based around getting stronger, building muscle, and improving our performance both on the fighter ground and in sport and in life. Because this is where we're eating really good amounts of food, high quality still. It's not like the calories are now just being made up with cakes and snacks and going back to your old ways. You're now eating calories very differently. You still can enjoy things, don't get me wrong. You still have a cake and a donut. You'll have a much better respect for it, and you'll have a much better balance with it. And then you'll still be eating really high quality food amongst it. In this muscle gain phase, it should look pretty simple. We're eating good quality food. We're going into the gym with some good intent, feeling well fueled, and making like good progress week on week. It might not be massive jumps every single week, but you're looking every single time you go in that gym to do something a little bit more, whether that's another rep, whether that's a slightly slower tempo, whether that's a little bit of extra weight. Like, you're well fed, and this is where we're going to get the gain in muscle, the gain in strength. It's by really pushing for it. Training with some intent, and obviously being consistent with it. If you're going to eat that much and not go to the gym, then we're just going to go soft again. You'll also find this benefits things like your cardio and your conditioning. You're better fueled, so you can do longer runs, a better time. Like, you'll find your cardiovascular improvement goes up as well, and you're eating better food for it. But how much food are we eating? Well, once we come out of a reverse diet, we'll basically find where your maintenance is. That's the amount of calories you need per day to hold your body weight at where it is. When you come down in calories and you're eating sub 2,000 calories every day, and you're like, oh, this is so miserable, I'm going to have to eat like this for the rest of my life. And then we find where your maintenance is again, and you're eating 2,500 calories, and you're like, oh, this is great. We then go slightly past that. We're giving your body that little bit extra resources so it can start building things. We're not going to do what the bodybuilders do and smash in burgers and pizzas and eat 5,000 calories every single day, because you're just going to get fat. What we're going to do is find your maintenance, come slightly past it, give your body that little bit of surplus where it's at the optimal rate for building muscle, but we're not then accumulating loads of body fat with it. Then we do that for months and months. We really get into a good cycle of building muscle. And then 6 months, 8 months later, you might have accumulated a little bit of body fat. That kind of comes with it. But we're not going to stray far from the physique. And then when we do begin to stray, we'll just put in a little block of lower calories. We'll skim away the fat, and then we'll carry on in the muscle building phase. And that's how your year looks. Once you've done the first diet to get in shape, that's the longest you'll ever have to do it again, if you can stay consistent with the rest. The rest is just training hard, eating well, doing a quick tidy up every now and then if you've got a holiday coming, or after Christmas, or after a holiday if you've eaten quite well. And life is pretty good. You're spending most of your year eating a lot of food, eating really well, looking amazing. We're simply building on the great physique that you've earned at the beginning, that base level fitness, that clean slate, and then we're just adding to that with muscle. Performance goes up, confidence goes up, life satisfaction goes up, appreciation for snacks and treats really goes up, but you're eating better in general without even thinking about it. Life is no longer counting calories until you need to do the tidy up. or you decide you want to really lean down again for something. And that is what the process of getting in shape should look like, especially for firefighters. Never going to extreme limits, so you're always going to stay operational, but continuously looking to get better and improve and be in that better state. This is what I help firefighters do. I make it dead easy for them. I do all the thinking so you don't have to. I give advice for when things get busy or for when shifts are utter chaos. And I've got loads of one-to-one resources which makes your journey go so much quicker. If you want to find out more and you want to do the thing that's going to get you in shape for the rest of your life, the best investment for you in this job, then drop me a message now on Instagram.